You
Fine.
see the slides okay right now?
Yep, that's awesome.
Okay. So, hey guys, today we're going to talk about simple beauty tips and age erasers from the inside out. So excited for this. I've never presented this before, so I'm kind of excited to see how this goes, and hopefully you learn a lot of stuff. If you don't know me, I am Kara Johnson, or Edstrom, and I am a brand partner. I've been working full time with Young Living since 2016. I'm going to tell you my favorite skincare products, and longevity vitality oil, the Ningxia Red, the CBD Beauty Boost, the Inner Beauty Collagen, the Mirror Cleansing Oil, the toner, the Art Serum, the Art Intensive. I now love the greens. I'm going to go and explain to you why these really work. I'm going to give you, like, I tried to pare it down really good. And I think it's really safe to say that most of us out there, especially as women, we want to have beautiful skin and we want to look younger, right? I mean, I know I do. Star was saying how, like, reaching 55 or we're getting to the 60s, we want those things that are going to make us look younger. Now, here's the thing. If you really think that there's some magic pill that you're going to pop or some potion that you're going to put on and your skin is instantaneously going to look better the next day or the next week, you're fooling yourself. It doesn't work that way. So, but I can tell you from experience, you can start noticing a difference probably within a month if you are using the right clean ingredient products that Young Living actually has. And we're going to talk about many of those. So I'm going to give you a little heads up. There are 7 categories that I call, like, for skincare. And we're going to talk about all of those 7 categories. I'm going to really go more into depth on the supplements and the skincare, but all of these play a factor into how we're going to look. Young Living in general believes in a holistic approach to our beauty. And if you are someone that constantly is needing, like, more and more makeup coverage, you probably need to take a deeper look at your health and see how you can support your skin and gut from the inside out. So, skin issues definitely can be caused by more than one thing. Generally speaking, like if you have acne or skin irritations or redness or puffiness or dryness or oiliness, all of those things, it can be tied back to an internal imbalance. Like, that is something new that I've learned really in the last 2 years. Like, your hormones, your diet, your digestive functions, they all play a major role in your skin's appearance. It's not just putting on some makeup and putting on, like, a little scrub or something. It really has to do with your whole body. But you're like, if you ask the question and say, how do these systems affect my skin? Well, here's the thing to know. Your skin is a elimination system. And unfortunately, acne is a sign of a digestive unrest, meaning your digestive system is struggling in some way, or it can't do the job it needs to do. And so what happens is it eliminates through your skin. So that is something to know, like when we talk about that gut, brain, everything. So it's eliminating through the skin. Maybe it's a food intolerance, maybe it's an allergy, maybe it's inflammation or unbalanced microbiome or any other digestive issues. So your digestive system also affects your hormones. Everything is connected. And your skincare regimen, your lifestyle, and your diet is going to have a huge impact on your skin. So these are the 7 categories that we're going to go over. So the first one we're going to talk about is actually drinking water. Super simple. You probably don't have to buy water. So this is a really simple thing. So water is actually essential for healthy skin. So you can apply all the moisturizing creams that you want, but if you're chronically dehydrated, it's going to show on your face. That has to do with drinking water. Water is going to boost your metabolism. It's going to flush out the toxins. It's going to circulate the nutrients throughout your body, and it's going to hydrate your cells. The goal is that you actually will be drinking half the body weight in ounces every day. Minimize your coffee intake and limit your alcohol consumption. So one of the things that's helpful for me, I know, because water is generally not my favorite thing to be doing, is infusing your water with essential oils like vitality oils, like lemon or lime or orange. My personal favorite is probably the 2 that are on the screen, the tangerine spearmint or the jade lemon berry. I know for me, that helps me drink so much more water. And I can, like, take a whole glass and drink it down, no problem with this. But if I didn't have it in there, I would be struggling for that. So this is how I get my water in, by using these options that are available. Next thing we're going to talk about is supplements. I'm going to go quite a bit into this, and this is something that I've learned in the last 2 years. It was probably the last category of Young Living products that I learned about. So like the screen says, is skin from the inside out. And if you're constantly wearing more and more makeup, you want to be looking at what you can be doing from your gut. So specifically on here, we're on number 2, supplements. I'm going to be going over the Ningxia Red, Sulfurzyme, Inner Beauty Collagen, Super B, and Super C. And we're going to talk about what those can do for you. Modern diets actually are lacking the vitamins and the minerals our bodies need to function optimally. Ningxia Red, Sulfurzyme, the C, the B, the Ningxia Greens are some of my favorite ways to support wellness. So you want to simply start by making a lifestyle change and lessening the toxic load in your body, because a healthy skin is going to start from your inside. So let's talk more in depth about why I think these are great places to start for your radiant skin. First up, we're going to be talking about Ningxia Red. I have a bunch of data on this, so just don't think this is the whole presentation. There's probably about 5 slides on here. Many times people will ask me, like, what's the number one supplement I should start with? And it's Ningxia Red. But I'm going to talk specifically how this is going to affect your skin and why it affects your skin. So one of the things I want to tell you that I was reading this yesterday in it's the 25-year Young Living Desk Reference book. And it actually talks about, on page 397, it says, I'm going to tell you, the study of longevity was a passion of Gary Young. After in-depth studies, he found regions in the world where people lived to be over 120 years old. And a common denominator where these people lived is they had a very active lifestyle, and they ate a mineral-rich diet, especially that was high in antioxidant food, such as wolfberries. Very specifically, because there's like 17 varieties of wolfberries, it was the Lysine barbarum L, which is what Young Living uses. Research actually will indicate that foods that are high in these antioxidants, such as the wolfberry, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, spinach, can dramatically increase glutathione levels and actually reverse the signs of aging. So if you're like me, you're like, well, glutathione, what is that big word? I've heard people talk about it. Well, let me tell you, if you don't know what it is, it's one of the body's most important and potent antioxidants. It actually occurs naturally in our bodies to keep our cells healthy. But glutathione starts to decrease with our age. So one of the Ningxia Red is packed with these antioxidants, and antioxidants help fight off the harmful effects of free radicals. So those that like data, I want you to check this out. ORAC, which was developed by a doctor at the USDA Human Nutrition Research Center of Aging at the Tufts University. The ORAC test is one of the most sensitive and reliable methods for assessing the ability of antioxidants to absorb injurious free radicals and attack the body. So I'm going to say that again. Antioxidants absorb. So if you have a free radical, the antioxidant is going to absorb it so it leaves your body. And I'm going to show you a picture of this because this is the one thing that made the most sense to me in my Ningxia Red journey. This is probably my favorite picture of graphics on antioxidants and explaining why you want to be drinking this Ningxia Red. So Ningxia, this is your antioxidant drink. Ningxia is the little Pac-Man. So you see the picture in the screen, the little person, and the red circles in there, those are the free radicals. All of our bodies do that. So free radicals, those little red things that is inside of a cell there, they're compounds that we have. And when they become high in your body, that's what is linked to illnesses like diabetes and heart disease and cancer. So our cells keep producing or reproducing, but they all of a sudden go haywire at some point. That's your free radical. So when your body has an antioxidant like Ningxia Red, it keeps these free radicals in check, but most people never get enough. So if you drink Ningxia Red throughout the day, it is going to continue to eat up all of those red circles. So think about that. So in summary, if you want high antioxidants in your diet to eat up all those little red circles and free radicals that cause disease and aging, you want something that is high in antioxidants. Okay, I know, like, how do we know that Ningxia is a good option to use as a supplement that has antioxidants? If you know me, you know that I have the data for this because I want to show you and tell you, yes, it actually does. So the ORAC scale, as I told you about, was adopted by the US Department of Agriculture and in cooperation with the scientists at the Tufts University in Boston. They applied the ORAC assay to measure the antioxidant capacities of many foods, juices, and oils. So here is the Wolfberry number on the screen, and you can see that. So something that I thought was kind of cool is in October of 2000, so 22 years ago, a young living researcher named Mark Schrader was he contacted a colleague at the Ohio State University to locate a laboratory that could perform the ORAC assay on this Ningxia wolfberry. So Mark was told that the only lab in the entire world currently using this Tufts University developed ORAC protocol was Brunswick Laboratory, which was in Massachusetts. And so the results were astonishing. According to this ORAC result, the dried wolfberry has 5 times the antioxidant power of prunes, 10 times the antioxidant power of oranges, 12 times the antioxidant power of raisins, 55 times the antioxidant power of cauliflower. In fact, according to this ORAC data, the dried wolfberry had the highest known ORAC score of any food. So think about, you want something eating up all those free radicals. The Ningxia wolfberry is the highest thing in the entire world in terms of a food that you can eat. So, and that's the data that's on the screen. So this next one, you've maybe seen this picture, where it's been tested to see the highest known antioxidant food. The Ningxia wolfberry was documented to have the highest ORAC score of anything. I used to think about saying, like, with our kids or ourselves, like, eat your strawberries and eat your raspberries and eat your fruit and eat your vegetables. Look at the comparison on that chart of what this wolfberry is doing. We do not get enough in our diet nowadays to give us what we need to stay healthy. When you think back to our grandparents and our great grandparents' generation, they did not have the diseases that we have today. Their food was very different than what we have. A lot of it is because their soil was probably different too. So I love this little chart here. This is some interesting facts, and I got this from the Healing Oils of the Bible by Dr. Stewart, and the Ningxia wolfberry book by Gary Young. The higher the ORAC score, the more capable the particular food or oil is of destroying free radicals. So retarding the aging process and preventing like cancers and diseases. We're talking about reversing our aging. So we need some food that is high in the ORAC. So this list is going to give you some examples. Like, you're thinking your carrots have 210 and oranges 750 and strawberries at 1,540. Wolfberry is at a 30,300. I mean, it doesn't even compare to anything else, right? But then you also go and look at antioxidant scores for oils. So sandalwood, which is also known as, sandalwood, it was just aloes in our like oils of the Bible kit is 160, or frankincense has 630, cinnamon is 10,340, clove is at 1,078,700. So a lot of those oils, and this is coming from that book, which is an interesting topic, is they were used during biblical times. All of them but clove are mentioned in the Bible by name that are on the screen. So in contrast, the two sets of figures is striking. So the Chinese wolfberry, the one that we use, is the highest scoring food in the world, and clove is the highest scoring essential oil, which is 40 times more potent as an antioxidant than wolfberry. So most oils will always score higher than your fruits and vegetables, as the two tables up on the screen are actually going to show you. While eating foods that are high in antioxidants is desirable and very healthy to do, you want to learn to also be using essential oils in your daily life, because sometimes they're even better than eating the food if you're looking for that antioxidant. So longevity, as a side note, think about in biblical times. In Genesis, in the 5th chapter, Adam lived to be 930 years old. Methuselah was 969, and they had long lives. And you know what? Oils were prevalent in their days, and they used oils. So that's just something to think about. So a diet high in antioxidants can combat free radicals in the body that is associated with premature aging and degenerative diseases. So are you kind of understanding why your body should be drinking this Ningxia Red if you want to be thinking about aging in particular? I mean, this is amazing for everything else, but we're talking on the topic today of just aging. So the Ningxia Red formula also uses oils. It uses orange, tangerine, lemon, and yuzu. Those act as catalysts, which are going to deliver the nutrients all into your cell membrane of our body and remove the cellular waste. So these essential oils are going to give your body the best chance for the absorption of the nutrients. So, you know, just thinking of this 1 ounce, like what this packet is 2 ounces. 1 ounce of this has like that equivalent of like, if you put all of these together, 4 pounds of carrots, two quarts of carrot juice, 8 oranges, a pint of orange juice, 2 pounds of beets and 2 cups of beet juice and 3 cups of raspberries and 2 cups of blueberries. I mean, most of us probably wouldn't sit down and eat that, but you know that just half of this packet is giving you the antioxidant power of that. I mean, that's amazing. So the benefits of Ningxia Red range far and wide. As I said, the aging, so like the aging support, your bones and joints, your health, your brain health, your energy, your whole body health, and overall wellness. So much more. So give it a try and you will find out why countless people have committed their lifetime of Ningxia Red, why we never want to be without our Ningxia Red. So see that apple on the screen. That is your skin and your eyesight and your joints and your cells aging. And that bottle of Ningxia Red, that is your fountain of youth when we're talking about that. Okay, so
Kara,
yeah,
on our Tuesday tea, we usually always talk about the potions we create with Ningxia Red, typically as our base nutrient, right?
Yep.
So
yep.
in my potion today, I have our golden turmeric, I have ICP Daily, I have our Inner Beauty Collagen. Let's see, what else am I forgetting? Oh, our Ningxia Greens. And I also put in the 1 scoop of our Power Meal, our new vegan Power Meal. So this is a very nutritious drink to sip on all day. And I know that that's one of the things that we always look forward to on the Tuesday tea is what is everyone drinking today? So I know Carrie's got her Ningxia Red packet, and anybody else wants to share what's in their cocktail at this point in time, because, you know, just think now, if you've got that Ningxia Red as your base, and now you've upped your cocktail, right? You've added more nutrients to your cocktail, what that's going to do for your body.
Exactly. Next up, I'm going to talk about sulfurzyme. So this is sulfurzyme. I'm going to talk specifically about the powder. I use the powder. Sulfurzyme has the power of wolfberry. So it has the power of this Ningxia wolfberry, which we just talked about, but it also has MSM, which is a naturally occurring organic form of dietary sulfur. This is different than sulfa. This is sulfur. So it's also referred to as the beauty mineral. I bet you most of you didn't know about that. It is known for feeding the skin from the inside out. So who should take sulfurzyme? If you have hair, if you have skin, if you have nails, if you have intestines, if you have joints, if you have muscles, bones, or nerves, you are going to benefit from adding this supplement into your regimen. Odds are that you are not getting enough of the compound MSM from, you're not getting enough of that. So if you are getting on in years, like you're aging and you're constantly being bombarded with toxins, you are going to need this. So if you have, like, think about your fingernails. If they're brittle nails, your hair doesn't seem to be growing or just isn't healthy, if your joints are achy, if you have skin issues, this is a giant billboard sign telling you that you need more nutrition in this area. So sulfurzyme, as I said, has MSM. So as people may say, what is MSM? So like I'm learning, like when I talk about these things, because when I started out, people said these things and I didn't know what they mean. So that's what I'm going to tell you about them. Here's a simple answer. This contains MSM, which is an organic dietary form of sulfur, and the wolfberry powder And that together supports almost every major body function. It naturally increases your energy, accelerates healing, strengthens your hair and nails. It's going to detoxify your body, improve your flexibility, improve your skin health and complexion, which that's what we're talking about. So MSM can actually improve your skin tone by reducing redness. If you have any sort of redness, it will ease sensitivity and it will treat other symptoms associated with maybe that slapped cheek or nose look. So it's going to be helpful for that. MSM is actually necessary for collagen production. Our body makes collagen, and collagen is what helps our skin from becoming saggy and wrinked and cracked and dried. So this is something that's going to assist with that. We also need calcium to absorb sulfur. And to absorb calcium, magnesium is required. And to absorb magnesium, potassium is required. And to absorb potassium, you need phosphorus. Well, guess what? The wolfberry, which is like what is in our Ningxia Red, that is what the role of the wolfberry powder does in the supplement. It puts it together. So the wolfberry contains all those necessary compounds, vitamins and minerals for the sulfur in our sulfurzyme to be metabolized. So there you have it. MSM, wolfberry powder together, one superstar product called sulfurzyme. MSM also works best if you have high doses of vitamin C. Well, that's found in the wolfberry powder. Now, I will say you probably aren't going to notice a difference right away, as sulfurzyme tends to have a cumulative effect. Typically, it may take up to 6 weeks for people to notice anything. I personally noticed junk like coming out of me within the first week. Now, one thing that I know, like years down the road, this is one thing that I'll tell someone you need, but you're not necessarily going to feel like, oh, I feel great and I should be doing this. It's for me, I know it's when I skip it. And normally that's because I've had a travel day, and because it's powder, I'm usually like pouring it into mixing things and I don't have it with me. And all of a sudden I've noticed that like I'm achy, my arms hurt and my legs hurt. And I'm like, what has happened with me? So that is something that has happened in the aging process, but that helps. And that's really going to help eliminate that junk from your gut, so you have the skin that looks really good. Now, next up, I'm kind of excited about this one. Did you know that Young Living now has, which is a type 1 collagen? You can kind of see it's like a white powder. If you don't know a lot about this, go back and watch Stars, the Zoom that we did on July 12th for all the details about this. But begin talking about skincare today. I just want to highlight a little bit about at a high level about the skincare. So collagen is one of the most abundant proteins in our body. It's like the glue that's going to hold all of our body together. It is found in, it's found in our body, it's found in our skin and our tendons and our bones and our cartilage and every tissue that we have connective tissue. Type 1, this is very important, you guys. Type 1 is the most abundant in our skin. Type 2 is what is most abundant in the cartilage in the joints. Type 1 makes up 85 to 90% of the collagen in our bodies. So if you are out in the market and you are taking type 2, it is not going to do anything for this face looking better. You want to have type 1. So if you look at this picture here, on the top left, when you're younger, your skin is really like 100% smooth, right? So see how that's smooth right there? And as you age, so you see that one in the top right, it starts to create wrinkles and dry and sagging skin. And we want to use collagen to prevent wrinkles. So see the dips in that skin? When you take the collagen, it is going to push that skin back up so you can get back to where it looked when it was younger. So the goal is, by taking this, you want to rebuild the collagen that has been diminishing and making those wrinkles as you age. So, like I tend to put, I put my sulfurzyme, I put my collagen, I put my greens, like Star was saying, I put those all in my drink. I like those best. So I want to tell you just the high level points on this one. It is a pinnacle of beauty product. This took Young Living 4 years to actually create. It has hydrolyzed marine collagen, which is a type 1, and that is going to support your skin. It has luxurious peach phytoceramide, and that is a moisture barrier. It has hyaluronic acid. It has vitamin C, B7, and zinc is also added in here. Those are things that Young Living said, you know what, our bodies need those. We're going to add this to it. It has potent antioxidants, and it has vanilla in there. So those are some of the, like, why is this such a great product? Now, what are some of the beauty claims related to the skin that I want to tell you about related to the skin here? It is going to reduce the appearance of fine lines and deep wrinkles with visible, smoother skin as little as 3 weeks. It is so important, you guys, that you take a picture when you start like a product like this. You need to take a picture of yourself and then mark it on your calendar 30 days later, because a lot of these things, if I did not see the pictures for myself, I would have a hard time believing it. You know, starting to see pictures of your friends, you are going to see that difference. What else claims can we make about this? It has improved smoothness and elasticity of the skin. It has 5 grams of bioavailable, easily absorbed collagen per serving. It uses type 1. We want type 1 for our skin if we're doing something for our skin. It actually supports the dermal layer after the UV-induced skin damage. It improves hydration levels in the skin. Remember when I talked about water? We need water for our skin. It's going to improve that. And then it is a sugar-free marine collagen that will mix in with cold liquids or any beverage. One thing that I start teaching, like some of my team, is if you're a coffee drinker, I would not put this in with your coffee. I learned this because you're basically canceling each other out because of what the coffee is doing to you, and you put this in, it just cancels it out. So you're not helping your skin or doing it any favor. So I would not mix it in with coffee if that was me. Okay, so next up I want to talk about is really quick on here is our Super B vitamin. Super B is and you say how is this related to skin? What is a comprehensive vitamin complex that has all 8 B vitamins. It is energy producing B vitamins. And not only does that give you healthy energy levels, but it supports your mood. And guess what? When you have a better mood, odds are you might go walk or you might go eat better. It also helps your cardiovascular system and your cognitive function, but it is also good for your hair and your skin and your nails. That is something that I really didn't know about that the B could do. Okay, so what else is C? I'm going to tell you about this is our Super C. Did you know that C, if you didn't, C is an antioxidant. Remember how we talked about antioxidants are going to eat up that bad stuff? And this protects the cells from free radicals. So our Super C tablet, there's a chewable, I'm going to talk about the tablet, has 1,440% of the recommended daily intake of vitamin C per serving. But it's also fortified with a root and flower bud powder, citrus, bioflavonoids, and minerals that are going to balance out your electrolytes. So the ingredients in this actual C tablet, they play a role in our immune system, our circulatory function, and they promote overall wellness. This is crucial for our skin health because if our body isn't doing well, our skin isn't going to do well. Because our body cannot manufacture vitamin C, we can all benefit by taking this every day. Now, third on the list out of 7 categories is diet. I'm going to specifically talk about the Ningxia greens, which has actually become a new favorite product of mine. So in the diet, we kind of talked in the beginning and we said how acne, when people have acne on their face, it is at its root is an inflammatory disease. So foods like dairy, refined grains, sugar, gluten, fast food, processed food, all contribute to inflammation. So you can clean up your diet by eating a lot of organic fruits and vegetables, limit your processed food, and give your bodies the vitamins and minerals it needs to absorb inflammation. But as we said, our fruit and vegetables today are not like they were in our grandparents' day. So let's talk about the Ningxia greens. And this one also, go back on the Zoom from July 12th. We go really into depth about this. So I'm just going to give high levels related to skin. So here's the Ningxia greens. And you can kind of see, so it's like a green powder. It smells like almost like a salad dressing is what I would say. So what are 3 reasons that you should be taking the Ningxia greens? This came out in June. So if you haven't done this, you need to get this. 3 reasons. You are going to, in that scoop, get 60 plus fruits, vegetables, herb, algae, and mushrooms in one serving. You are going to get the power of 4 premium essential oils. It's the same ones that are in the multi-greens proprietary supplement. And you are going to support your healthy immune system, get a balanced diet, optimal digestion, and energy production. So inside one of these scoops, you get 50 fermented whole foods, 5 varieties of mushrooms, wolfberry fruit, sprout. So it's the wolfberry fruit sprouted leaves. So like when we talk about, so like on this picture, it's these leaves. So they're using actually those little baby leaves is what they're doing from out in the Ningxia province. And then it is carefully extracted using a heat-free method so you can enjoy all the nutrients and benefits that this has to offer. And so it has 2 to 3 servings of fruit and vegetables in every scoop. It's going to give you high doses of antioxidants, vitamin, minerals, and other important phytonutrients. As I said, it has 60 nutrient-rich vegetables, herbs, algae, mushrooms, and it's going to give you a lot more energy. It has the multi-greens. The one thing that I learned in the multi-green supplement, if you were taking that before this came out, that is really more helpful if you are trying to detox. This is going to really help you get your fruit and vegetables. So, you know, one thing that I will tell you, the easy thing is me personally, not my favorite to mix with water. We did this with our team and we had people try it, not the favorite, but I will tell you these 2 together, everyone's like, I can do that. I can do that. I personally, like Star was doing in my drink, is these powders, I do my collagen, my greens, my Ningxia, my sulfurzyme, and I add like 8 drops of orange oil. I mix that up with some ice and it makes it like a shake and I drink it down, no problem. I thought initially that the green was going to do a number on my head. Sometimes when I have frozen blueberries, I mix it up and then the color changes to blue. So if you're a color like, hey, I can't do the green, add some frozen blueberries to it. It's actually good. I didn't notice like with anything, when I tried taking it, I was doing it, ran out because I sampled so much to like my friends that came over. I could tell in a week my energy level. There was a big difference in my energy level when I did not have that. So I would probably mix this up with like, you know, you could add a citrus oil, you could put your Ningxia red. I would mix this up with something. One thing I've learned too when I was doing research on it is like maybe your probiotic or essential zyme 4 is going to help you when you take it. It's going to clean your system out. Okay, so next up is 4th on the list is actually stress management. Sometimes you hear people break out more when they're under stress. If that happens to you, you're not alone. Stress can make your hormones like cortisol, when they tell you your skin glands like make more oil and then your skin is more prone to acne and all those other problems. Stress can do that. So what are a couple of things that you can do to help with stress, which is going to help your skin feel better? Is try some self-care, try some breathing, try some prayer, do some stretches, combine those with your favorite oils. I have on the screen some of the ones that are my personal favorites. I know lavender, stress away, peace and calming, and the CBD calm, rutabaga, tranquil, joy, frankincense, northern lights, black spruce. Those are just some favorites that I use. Like, you know, normally people will start out in your starter kit, you get lavender, stress away, peace and calming. But there are times in our life that they don't quite work. And so you need to have a little arsenal. I call it the little arsenal of like, okay, I always know the ones that work, but then some days I need to try something else. So those are things to know about that. Okay, so up next is after stress management is exercise. Not my favorite thing, I have to admit that. Exercise increases your blood oxygen and it releases toxins through your sweat. That is going to lead to cleaner and firmer skin. So you want to make sure, like also when you're done working out, you're going to wash your face with a cleanser. You know, after you're breaking out in your sweat, and then you're going to follow up with a moisturizer, which then that leads into like one of my other favorite things is on the skincare. So we're going to talk about the skincare. It's really important to cleanse, tones, and moisturize your skin every morning and night. One thing, we won't go into the whole ditch and switching thing. What happens if you're anything like I was 10 years ago, and you just go to like, the whether it's the drugstore or it's the department stores, and you get all those skincare products and you don't look at the label. I never looked at the label. I was looking for like, was I going to get a free lipstick? Was I going to get something free or fun, or was it a cute bag? So when you put all of those chemicals on your skin, do you know that that is actually worse than ingesting toxins? Do you know why? Because it's absorbed straight into your bloodstream, and it doesn't have any filter of any kind. So there's no protection against the toxin. If you're eating it, your liver kind of will filter it out. But if you're putting all these moisturizer and all these other products that are not Young Living on your skin, it's going right into your bloodstream. Do you know that you actually probably ingest 5 pounds of toxic chemicals per year? Most people are getting those from toiletries and beauty products, and they're going right into their organs, and that is pretty gross. So let's talk about Young Living has what is best for your skin. So like we're working on our gut and everything, exercise and drinking water and all of that. But what can we do now for our skin? So one of the things that I will say is it really matters. Like you can go take a supplement, but if you're putting like the toxic makeup from a department store on your face, then how is that helping you? Because you're kind of canceling it out. They kind of go hand in hand together. So Young Living has 3 main skincare lines. Kind of cool. There's 3 lines now that if you want to know for yourself or telling someone else. Balance, which just came out. It kind of used to be what we called the Orange Blossom. This has now been renamed. It's the Balance. So that is going to be for your normal combination to oily skin. My daughter is obsessed with this. She's almost 18, loves this. Like last week is, Mom, do not let me run out. You need to place your order today. You better order 2 bottles. I'm not running out of this stuff. She likes it. So any adult can use this too, but if you have more oily skin or you're a teenager, those are the ones to probably gravitate towards. Bloom would be the next one. All of these work for normal combination skin, but Bloom is going to be a little more if you have dry skin, or maybe you want some brightening done. And the Art is going to be for your normal combination to dry skin to, more mature is probably what I'm going to call it, is more mature skin. So before I get into, I'm going to tell you a little bit about those 3 product lines, but I want to tell you a couple highlights about cleansing, toning, and moisturizing. So the first thing you need to do at the end of the day is you really need to cleanse your face. You want to, it's going to remove the dirt, the oil, the makeup, impurities. Check this out. If you miss just 1 night of washing your face, do you know that that is equal to 1 week of aging? That alone makes me wash my face every night, because when I learned this at beauty school, I've been to like 3 or 4 of the beauty schools, 1 week if you do not wash your face. So what you would do is obviously you're going to put warm water on your face. It's going to open up your pores, and then it's going to be ready. Your pores are going to be ready for cleaning. So when you tone your face, what toning is going to do, like most people, we have the Art toner, but the Balance line now has a toner in it. Toning will actually remove, so you wash your face, but that doesn't always pick everything up. So toning is actually going to help get rid of those initial leftover things that are on your face, but it's also going to prep your skin for the moisturizer. And after you cleanse or exfoliate, do you know that your face could take up to 1 hour to restore its natural pH? But if you have a good toner, like we have, it immediately restores your pH, along with removing the impurities, shrinking the pores, putting them back to the normal size. Men, if you have a guy in your life, or any men listening to this, men have a greater need than women to use a toner because their pores are larger, but men usually don't take the time to do the skincare. So that is one thing that they should know about. And then moisturizing. Moisturizing is going to actually protect your skin no matter what your age type is. It's going to allow your skin to perform at the peak performance. You want to use a moisturizer both morning and night. It's going to help keep your skin healthy and radiant. It is also going to help when you put your makeup on. It's going to facilitate that process when you put it on. Moisturizers are going to reduce the appearance of fine lines. They protect your skin as a barrier when you're going outside. Young Living has great high quality moisturizers that are infused with essential oils that are going to be great for your skin type. A lot of people forget and do not do the moisturizer, especially if they have oily skin, but you are missing out on the most important step of your skincare. Use a moisturizer. I know I've learned through beauty school is like I'll tell someone start with art, any one of the ones out there. I tend to gravitate towards the art intensive, but I've learned to maybe use a different one in the morning and a different one at night to get both benefits. So let's talk about like specifically the balanced skincare system. It has 3 steps in here. Like I said, teens through 20s really love it. It's for your normal combination to oily skin. It's going to address enlarged clogged pores. If you tend to have breakouts and blackheads, something super cool, third-party tested, Young Living is starting to get the tests that we can talk about. Third-party clinically tested, when you use this 2 times a day for 28 days, pores decreased by 18%, redness decreased by 22%, blemish scars decreased by 18%. 81% of people said their complexion was more even, 81% that their skin was less red. As a side note, this product smells amazing. Like I want to use it just because it smells so good. It smells so good. Okay, next up is the Bloom skincare system. It is also our brightening skincare. If you're used to where we used to have Sheer Lumet, this is the product line that it is. This is for normal combination to dry skin. So if you have uneven skin tone, maybe there's a lack of radiance, like you don't have that glow to your face. Dehydration lines and wrinkles are starting to show, like you're just starting to get that sign of aging. Maybe you have dark spots. This set is going to be for you. So it is the cleanser. There's a brightening essence. When I've used this one, I would do the toner and then I put the essence. So I would use the art toner and then put the essence on and then the brightening lotion. So that is the second line. And then the last line is what is called the art skincare. So this is going to be for normal combination to also dry aging skin. So this is going to be also, do you have deeper lines and wrinkles? Maybe there you don't have that firmness or tone. Your skin is dull. You're showing advanced aging. There's changes in your skin, or maybe you have thinner skin. This is going to be a great set for people to start with. So it's really nice that we have 3 different options. You totally can mix and match all of them, but at least it gives you an area to go find out what to do. So like I said, you could eat healthy, but if you're putting crap on your face, you're canceling it out. You got to use good skincare for your face also. Now, I want to tell you 2 of my probably personal all-time favorite, what is going to make a big difference in your skin that you can do. So I'm going to talk about longevity. Longevity comes in Vitality and it comes in the big bottle, just so you know that they are the same thing. The internal one is meant to be taken internal. This is meant topical, but they're coming out of the same bin, just so you know what that is. I want to tell you about longevity because I did not believe it until I did this. So when you take longevity internal, it protects your body from oxidative damage. Antioxidant products for longevity, this is a great thing for like anti-aging, I should say. It has thyme oil, orange, clove, and frankincense. We talked about clove being that high like antioxidant thing. It's going to support your immune system when you take it internal. So not only is it going to do something when you take it internal, but you know what? It does something really amazing for your skin. I want to tell you about, before I show you a couple of these pictures, this is in our desk reference. Did you know that there is a whole chapter on longevity? I read the desk reference 2 years ago, cover to cover. There's a whole chapter on longevity, and I bet you don't know that. So one little thing I want to tell you about, it says intriguing new research offers a fascinating glimpse into the far-reaching potential of essential oils like thyme oil, which is in longevity, to reverse or slow the aging process by acting as a powerful antioxidant that protects tissues and organs from damaging stress and deterioration. One thing, our desk reference has everything you would ever want to know, but unless you've read it, you won't know where to find it. So like I have highlights and things everywhere. So like you couldn't just go to the longevity little tab about the oil. It's not going to probably give you about the aging, but if you go to the big chapter, it's going to talk about aging. And clove, as we mentioned before, is a powerful antioxidant. Frankincense is known for its physical healing. If you use this blend in a capsule, for a month, you are going to see results. So similar to everything else, like the collagen and the beauty boost that I'm going to talk about, take a picture of yourself. I thought my skin looked really good, and I'll show you some pictures of it. When I looked at 30 days and 60 days and 90 days, I was blown away. Okay, so remember this slide that I talked about earlier, where it showed how, like, here's our food, the wolfberry is high, and then it showed clove. Now, this is coming out of the oils of the Bible book, but we now know, like, here's something cool. Check this out. Look what I just added in. Look where longevity lines up on the antioxidant score. So longevity is a very powerful antioxidant support. This is greater than any food or single oil that we have recorded. So you can see the value of using longevity oil, which has clove in it, is huge. So like we can say, make sure you're eating your carrots and taking your vitamins and eating your broccoli. I'm going to start saying, are you taking your longevity everyday internal? Now, here is something kind of cool. Okay, I'm looking where, yep, only have a couple more pages left. I'm looking at the time. Okay, Gary Young has a training CD. If you're ever lucky enough to get training CDs, this is freaking cool. I love this stuff. So I'm just clarifying, I'm just saying this is from research that is out there. I'm not making any claims. This is from his training CD. So time oil is in here in longevity, time in the brain. It said, the health of the brain can be significantly improved by protecting the fats like DHA from free radical attacks. So we talked about those free radicals. Levels of DHA decline steadily with age. And declining DHA are directly related to age-related declines in memory and cognitive functions. So research, so here's the thing, you want the data, like, okay, show me the picture, but give me some data on that. Research at the Scottish Agricultural College tested the ability of thyme oil to preserve DHA levels in the brains of 100 subjects. Daily feeding of thyme oil, 42.5 milligrams per kilo of body weight, drastically slowed age-related DHA degeneration in the brain. And that would be about 3 to 4 drops. Gary Young said he learned that thyme doubles antioxidant activities in the brains of test animals. Clove, which clove is in here, clove is that other high antioxidant. Clove in the liver. Clove increases phase 2 liver detoxification. A 1996 study at the TNO Nutritional and Food Research Institute in the Netherlands fed human volunteers 150 milligrams of eugenol, clove, for 7 days, and they concluded that the eugenol decreased the background liver damage. And they saw that research conducted in India, the eugenol inhibited lipid peroxidation and rat liver microbes 10 times more than vitamin E. So here's the thing where it said lipid peroxides dropped an average of 30%. And this is really important to know because this is what causes premature aging. So when the lipid peroxide goes up in the body, this needs to be decreased. So, okay, so there's there's a whole bunch of other stuff and I won't go into it, but then they also added the limonene oil. Limonene is going to raise that glutathione. So that is going to be helpful with that. So let me show you pictures. Here's 2 examples. Here's my picture. I think the thing, like, and I know it's probably hard to see on the screen, but like initially I'm like, and it's hard to get the exact lighting if you do it in the same spot, right? But the thing where I pay attention is looking at the eyes, looking at underneath the eyes, looking at the mouth. That picture on top is me. And then that's one of my silver brand partners. She's at age 79. And when you can look at the picture and see it, so we're taking 10 drops and putting in the capsule and then add a carrier oil. It's usually a lot better on your stomach. I found for me personally, it's better to eat some fatty food and take it morning and night. You can't just put a drop in your coffee. It's too hot. You have to get it into your gut. So 10 drops in the morning and 10 drops at night. You guys, I will never be without this. I did test it. I tried like, okay, so now I've done this. What if I stop taking it? I did notice that those wrinkles started coming back. So this is something, I make them up ahead of time. I put them in capsules and I put my olive oil and I put them in the freezer. So I have a whole freezer stash at the cabin. I have a whole freezer stash here. I am not going to be without my longevity oil because it is amazing. Like if someone asked me and said, what is the number one thing that I could do to increase my skin? I honestly say it's longevity oil. That would be my, there's all these things we're talking about, but if there was one thing they started with, it would be the longevity oil. My
Tara,
second,
Or
yeah,
Star, do we know
Yeah.
why Young Living stopped making longevity in capsules?
yeah, it has to do with, it was something on the capsule itself. But one thing I will tell you, there's only like 3 to 4 drops of it in the capsule. So you're going to need to be taking like 4 of those. I'd rather make it up myself and take 1 capsule.
Okay.
Just a tidbit on me, like going through it, I think it's going to be cheaper, but it has something to do with, it was something with the capsule itself is what it is. But at the end of the day, I think it's going to be better to make them up for yourself because you do need those 10 drops. If you want to see the reduction of like the on your skin, what it does, that's what you need to do. And the cool thing is when we're looking at like wintertime and people that are getting sick and everything else, longevity does amazing for your health. So not only is it going to help you stay healthy, the result is it makes your skin look better. So that's what I know about that. So the second thing up that I want to tell you about is our the CBD Beauty Boost. If someone said, okay, what's the next thing? What's the next thing I should start? Okay, I'm doing longevity. What should I do? Okay, CBD Beauty Boost. This is a combination of rose essential oil, tamanu oil, and grapeseed oil. And then it has the CBD, which doesn't have any THC in it. So those that are worried about that, it took me a while to learn that and get over that. This is going to help give you even skin tone, reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. And it comes in a, you can see it's a dropper. So I kind of just take a half a dropper full and I put it on my fingers and put it on my face every single night. So here I want to show you pictures. This is, the top one is me at, this is at my starting 30 and 60 days. So I've already been doing longevity at this point, just so you know that. So I was doing the charcoal mask. So this was a challenge I did last year, the charcoal mask about twice a week and the beauty boost every single night. So what I saw in my face is kind of that redness diminish and it was a little more glowy. This is my daughter at 17. So you can see in her face, it's kind of like that redness goes away. I mean, it does amazing for your skin. So like for me, I'd say if someone said, okay, longevity, then I would go to like the CBD Beauty Boost. I'll kind of give you my order at the end, but I wanted to add those 2 in. And then the last thing that I want to mention on here is 3 more skincare essentials is the charcoal mask. I love the charcoal mask. So it's charcoal and it's going to pull out the impurities. It's going to just pull those out in your skin. I learned from my friend Sarah, this also doubles as an amazing armpit detox. I did that. I learned that from her last week. So try that. And then the Mira cleansing oil. This is probably my personal favorite cleanser that I clean my face with. It's an oil and it sounds really weird, but you don't wash your face first. You put it all over your face and the oil attracts oil and it washes your face and makes it really pretty. And then the Art Renewal Serum. I never was going to get this when I went to my first beauty school and everyone was lined up getting it. Before we had a lot of these other products, this was really good. And I can tell a difference when I put my makeup on, if this is on or not. So kind of goes and fills in on some of those little lines. Okay, and then the last step that I want to talk about is sleep. It's called beauty sleep for a reason. Sleep deprivation is the #1 way to age yourself. During sleep, your skin rejuvenates itself and repairs itself. Your blood circulation is boosted during sleep, and that brings the nutrients and your oxygen to your skin. So if you have kind of puffy eyes and that washed out complexion and a dull skin, it might be a sign of not getting enough sleep. And I know as people age, it's harder to get some of that sleep. So when you don't get sleep, your cortisol levels go up and then your skin becomes inflamed and stressed. These are what I would call as kind of my top favorite sleep products. I would be saying like a diffuser for sure. You want your oils in your diffuser at night. Lavender, Peace and Calming, Tranquil, Rutavala, Sleep Essence. The CBD Calm has become a new favorite. Our family uses that on nights if they can't sleep. The bath bombs are great. Take a bath, before you go to bed and do it. And then to kind of end up, because I know people would always, they always tell me like, what would you do? This is just me. if I had to pick, like, like there's so many things because I use all of them. I use them all because they work. But if you had to start somewhere, because maybe like, you're watching your budget, you just started, you don't know where to go. First thing I'm going to say is your Ningxia Red. We went through a lot of stuff. Ningxia Red, everything in here, it affects your whole body and your immune system, but it also affects your skin. Then I would go into the longevity making capsules. Then I would do the CBD Beauty Boost. Then I would probably pick one of your skincare line, then collagen, then the sulfurzyme, and the greens is probably where I would go in order. I do think that they're all super important, but if you had to have a spot to start, that's probably what I would do. If you want to notice like that age erasing, what it is. So that is, that's my presentation on that. But I hope that you have an understanding of like, not just, oh, go take this, but why it actually does what it needs to do, because there's reasons for it. I mean, Gary Young has it in like the reference books and his training CDs, and actually talks about this is why it's actually slowing and reversing that age-related stuff.
That is awesome. That was great.
Wow, thank
Love
you.
it. That was so awesome. So that is excellent. And we plan to have Kara on again, sharing this presentation, as well as looking forward to a monthly, our Green Science Girl, a monthly training. So this is going to work out great for Kara and our team, all of us, because Kara loves diving into this stuff. And we enjoy her presentation so much. And it just helps us realize the value that we have in our Young Living products. And I am on this journey of, again, making 55 look better than the last few months of 54. So, and this is all great tips. So thank you, Kara, for sharing today.
That did it make sense on like, is my first go through? Do you understand why they help with the aging? Did that make sense of what we talked about?
Yeah.
Of like, and you can shut the recording off too on it and we can chat about it. But